What's up? It's your boy Brandon Town, and welcome to the Agent Crossover Podcast, where I interview agents that have made a crossover or move from their previous real estate companies to eXp Realty. It's the fastest growing real estate company in history. It currently sits at over 23,000 agents. Its shares are trading on the NASDAQ and has been able to double its revenue every year since 2015. Today, we got a special guest. We've got Alex Piech. What's up, Alex?
What's happening, Brandon?
Man, great to have you on. Alex is a real estate coach and trainer, author, speaker. He began his real estate career in 2003 at the age of 20. And after successfully building multiple real estate brokerages in Connecticut, he relocated to Dallas, Texas in 2014, where he had the opportunity to work with one of the top real estate coaching companies in the entire world. Alex has coached and trained thousands of real estate agents, including some of the top producing agents in the country. In addition to coaching and training agents, Alex has helped start an independent real estate brokerage in Frisco, Texas. He grew that brokerage to 268 closed transactions and generated over $2.3 million in commission income in just 12 months. So in 2018, Alex published his first book, How to Dominate Your Market and Become the Go-To Listing Agents. The book outlined the exact strategies he used when building the Frisco Brokerage. Because of his success as an agent and coach, he's been asked by multiple real estate technology and lead generation companies to help improve their products and services, better assist agents grow their businesses. Alex's passion is to help as many real estate agents as possible build predictable real estate businesses that provide them with the freedom to enjoy their lives. So Alex, man, thanks for being on. I know that we've somewhat known each other for the last 4 or 5 years, but I'm excited to get you on today for a lot of reasons. And the biggest reason is how you can add value to agents' lives, just like you said in your intro. So, welcome aboard, man. Thanks for joining us.
Man, I'm super excited to jump on and go live with you. Appreciate the introduction, man. Yeah, I'm highly driven to help and make an impact on the lives of real estate agents. And to be honest with you, the reason why this happened is when I started my real estate career, like I struggled year over year over year. It felt like Groundhog Day, right? Like the same year was repeating over and over. I was never getting the traction, but man, I was a hustler, right? Everything I did was by grit and hard work, but I was also an implementer. I bought everything, like insane amount of training, coaching, programs, you name it, dude. I bought it. I tried it. I did shopping carts, billboards, all the crazy shit you can imagine I've spent money on. But dude, here was the thing. I went broke doing it. Absolutely broke doing it, right? But I was looking at what other people were doing and I'm like, okay, well, hey, they're doing this. I'll try this. I'll try that. And I would go to these coaching companies and I would get like little pieces, right? Like, hey, dude, you should run the guaranteed home sale. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But nobody was giving you the behind the scenes, like the little things that actually matter that make those things successful, right? So I'm just trying to figure shit out on my own. And dude, it was a struggle for a long time. And that was kind of my fuel. When I did figure it out and I got the secret sauce and I found the right mentors and trainers who helped kind of groom me over my 16-year career, that was the one thing I said, man, if I could just help real estate agents from not having to go through the years of shit, trial and error in spending money, and just give them a blueprint of, hey, here's what actually works. Forget all this other crap. I've tried it. It's a shiny object, silver bullet, magic pill. It doesn't work. That's what fueled me, man, because I almost ended up getting out of the real estate business because I was that broke, dude. Like I was worried about paying my bills. Dude, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was so overwhelmed. I went for a job interview at Home Depot. This was my plan, dude. I shit you not. My plan was to work at Home Depot at 4 a.m., get my 8 hours in so I could have all day to still do real estate. And they offered me the job at the table, right? And there was something in my stomach, dude. And I said, no. I got up, walked away, turned it down. And that was the turning point, dude. I was like, no way, I'm making this work. I love real estate. I just got to find the right path. And, going through that experience is kind of what's led me to coaching, training, and really just pouring into other real estate agents.
Right on, man. And I think that this is a topic for another day, but I think with anything in life, not just real estate, if you really want to dominate, if you really want to be highly successful, you need to go all in. So you made the right decision. Like all of us, I at one point sold real estate part-time. I did other things, but as soon as I'd made the mental decision to go all in, that's when things started to click.
Yeah.
And it also, to touch on everything you just said, it sounds like to me, you live life by strategy, man. And that's the big thing, is you were doing all these different things, but you had no strategy behind it. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah. Some things work and some things work infinitely better. Right. And it was knowing what to focus on. What was actually the foundation? What were the things that were going to generate the actual result that I desired? And to be honest with you, for like most real estate agents, you get into real estate and you don't know what you don't know. Like real estate school basically teaches you enough to stay out of trouble, right? But they don't teach you how to build a business. They don't teach you how to lead generate. They don't teach you how to differentiate yourself in the market. And that's where I was struggling, man. I got into real estate and it was 2003, but I was still in college full time. So I meant when the market was super hot, 2003, 4, 5, I was doing okay, but I was still a college student. So by the time I got into real estate after graduating, well, man, it was 2007. Well, 2007, 8, 9, 10, as if you guys have been in the business that long, those aren't fun times. And my original market was Connecticut. And Connecticut literally to this day is just finally in the last 24 months started to rebound from that downturn. That's how hard my area was impacted. Most people lost between 50 and 70% of the equity in the value of their homes. I was in a very small bedroom community. So the impact was huge, man. At one point, 56% of every listing on the MLS was a short sale. So I got into a shitstorm, dude. So money wasn't flowing. It wasn't like I was riding the 2003, 4, 5 wave and built my business. I really had to build my business in a downturn, in a down market. And it was a little bit difficult, man. And I just had to learn the right strategies, the right way to differentiate myself. And honestly, dude, through coaching and mentorship, I found some people who were legitimate, who weren't just trying to sell me something. They were actually showing me how to build a successful business. They were giving me the behind the scenes, not just the front end, run this ad. They were giving me the whole playbook. When you run this ad, for it to work, you got to do these 5 other things. And that's what I had always been missing by some of the things that I had tried, is I was trying to figure it out on my own. And when I got those strategies and I really knew how things worked, and I focused on marketing and differentiating myself from the competition, that's when my business radically changed.
Incredible, man. So I want to unpack that just a little bit. And this is the big reason why I really wanted to interview you and get you on this podcast today is, you're part of EXP. When you join EXP, you list someone as your sponsor. I really want to talk about what you can provide to somebody who is looking for a better way, who's looking to make that change, is looking to join EXP. What are some of the things specifically that you can do to add value to their careers and of course, better their lives?
Yeah, man, that's a great question. So let's get most of the real estate stuff out of the way. I believe what differentiates what I do now is the partnership. When I bring somebody on, that's my partner. I am truly vested in their success. Where, I used to charge people for coaching and training. Now I don't need to do that because I'm aligned to their success. One of the things I pride myself on is really getting to know their business and their goals, because it's not about me, Brandon. My aspirations, that doesn't mean anything to them. What matters is, hey, where do you want to get? Like, what do you want your business to look like? What are your dreams? What is your vision for your real estate business? And more importantly, how is that going to fuel your personal vision for your family, your growth, the experiences, the things you really want out of life? And then once I know that, then we look at where they currently are today. And, there's usually a gap. And what we do then is we put together a customized plan, because everybody's different. Everybody wants something different out of their business, and every market is different. So we work on a customized plan based around their desires and their market to show them how to get from where they are to where they want to be. And that's what we focus in on every single day of their business. And we just help them, kind of see through a second set of eyes, a second set of ears, somebody to bounce decisions off of when it comes to maybe spending money on a marketing strategy, just having somebody so they're not out there on their own trying to figure it out. Because not only are they pulling on my knowledge, but all of the agents who I've interacted with in my career. So I'm able to give multiple perspectives, not just from my own experience, but some of the most successful agents that I've worked with, mastermind with, coached, and trained for.
Man, that's awesome. So touching on, I do also believe that every agent's looking for something different. And I know that because I did some live events with Michael Reese 2 weeks ago. I was being conscious of asking every person that entered the room what area of their business they wanted to improve. And I got a lot of dozens and dozens of different answers. So I would like to ask you this question now. It's top of mind. From your experience working with so many real estate agents, what are the top 2 things that people are looking for in their business when they are either already in real estate or getting into real estate? What are they looking for? What are they looking for specifically from you, the top 2?
Well, let's break it down to what their top 2 desires are. Sure. Because it plays a fact into it. Most people get into real estate because they want more free time, right? They want to own a business where they can control their calendar so they can create the experiences, travel, friends, family, things like that. So it's always about freedom of time. But then there becomes the finance. You need to earn enough income and have your business produce enough revenue to sustain and build the quality of life that you want. So when you understand that that's usually the driver, right? Whether you're a single agent or you want to be a team leader or a mega agent leader, usually that's what you're after. Some type of consistency, scalability, something that fuels your life, but you have the ability to afford it with the income of your real estate business. Now, where I see a lot of agents fall short, and even some of the experienced agents, is usually a couple things. They don't have enough at-bats to reach their financial goals. And what I mean by that is they have a top of funnel lead generation problem. It's crazy how many people I speak to on the coaching front, and I'll say, how many leads are you consistently generating a month? And a lot, it's none, it's single digits, it's 10, it's 20. And you start reverse engineering the plan to success. Let me give you a stat from NAR. The National Association of Realtors says the average agent converts 1 out of 100 leads into a sale. Well, if you're only generating 10 leads a month, that's 120 a year. That's 1 sale, right? Like, you got a top of funnel lead generation problem. So what I like to always focus in on is, how can we solve your lead generation challenges without spending a fortune? Because, hey, let's face it, there's a million marketing companies out there, lead generation companies, probably even your website providers that'll sell you a bunch of leads. But let's look at the free, the inexpensive, the core foundations that the most successful agents build their business off of. Let's squeeze all the juice out of that. And then when we make a profit, we can reinvest into more lead generation activities. So usually, once we determine how many leads we need to reach their end goal, then we focus on the ability to persuade and convert people over the phone and face to face. And that's really important, because if you've got leads, but you can't get them to meet with you, you've got another big problem. So the way I look at your real estate business, man, is I look at the key performance indicators. And that's basically like, if you think about, okay, the end result is a closing. What are all the things that have to happen before that? Well, it ultimately boils down to you need somebody to talk to, right? You need a lead. So that's the leading indicator. If you have no leads, you're going to have no sales. You have nobody to talk to, no sales. Like that's just real estate. So when you have somebody to talk to, what's the next most important thing? Well, you have to get that person to have a conversation with you. And most of the time that's going to be, whether it be through Messenger, a phone call, a text message. You need to go from I generated a lead to I spoke to a lead. So that's the next jump. When you speak to a lead, what's the next desired outcome? Setting the appointment, right? So I reverse engineer every single step. And what I look for is the bottleneck. Where is the biggest opportunity in that chain? So lead generated, lead spoke to, appointments set, appointments kept, taken, right? Of the appointments you go on, how many did you take as a client and how many turned into a sale? So if you take those 6 steps, each step is a conversion point. Well, if I can find where the bottleneck is or the area that we can focus on, many times agents can double their revenue without spending any more money or generating any more leads. We just need to find that one area.
Just tweaking that one area that can drastically improve your business, right? And improving on that with training.
100%. Like, you know, if you got 100 leads this month and you take your spoke to rate from 20% to 40%, which by the way, there's no skill in that. That is an effort metric. How many times did you call your leads? How often did you call your leads? Did you try text messaging, right? That's effort. There's no skill. But dude, if we improve by 20% from 20 to 40, you can double your revenue, but you know what I'm saying? You didn't make any drastic change. You just had more front end conversations.
Right.
Now, if we do that effort and then we make you just a little bit better on the phone, just a little bit, you have a more compelling reason for them to want to meet with you, and you bump your conversion from 30% to 40%. When you do the math, you can triple your revenue, triple your business without spending any more money. So those are the areas I always look at, the front end KPIs, to see where's the area that we can make the biggest impact in somebody's business. Because that's usually, for the agents that I'm speaking to, it's usually in that area. Now, if it's a team leader, we now need to go look at the production of their agents on their team. And it's usually in the spoke to and their ability to convert over the phone. Most people, dude, are really good face-to-face. Very rarely do I have to spend a lot of time teaching people how to build rapport. Usually, man, when you get face-to-face with a client, you can do a good job. People just struggle getting face-to-face.
Right on, man. That's incredible. So I appreciate that you really had those metrics dialed in. That's super important. And most people, from my experience, do not have that in the business. So there's a lot of value you just dropped. I really appreciate that. If there's there's agents listening to this podcast today or in the future, could you shed some light on your experience as to why it would make sense to come to EXP? And, what would you tell them?
Yeah, man. So I look at EXP very unique, right? So as far as real estate, it solves a lot of challenges for agents. So I remember when I got in, I didn't have a big marketing budget. I couldn't afford all the fancy tools, right? Well, the fact that this company is providing a lead generation platform with KV Core, like they have all the fundamentals already provided to the agent. So coaching, training, lead generation tools, CRM, contract. So like for an agent, you just removed all of that barrier. You made it a really even playing field now, right? So I look at EXP as the vehicle in which we're driving. And it's got some awesome, things that allow agents to be super successful in selling real estate. That's the key here. When I talk to people, I'm talking to real estate agents. So most of them, their primary goal is, how do I sell more homes? So I like to focus in on how this platform of EXP allows you to do exactly that. I mean, not having to pay for lead generation platforms, contract to close platforms, CRM, coaching, training. Man, you were in some coaching programs. Like,
Yep.
CRM could cost you $1,000 a month. Coaching can cost you $1,200, $1,300 a month. Like, that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month in value that our agents don't have to pay for.
Right.
I think that's huge. The other real uniqueness to this model is the partnership. Actually having somebody who cares about your success, because we're actually aligned. When you're successful, I'm successful, other people in our support line are successful. So what happens is people give back. You can go into our training center and you could watch the top agent in almost any market providing a free training on how to leverage video, how to work expireds, FSBO, your sphere, farming, how to generate Facebook. Dude, they give it all away for the betterment of the entire company and for the agents. I just think that's really unique. So I take that platform, that vehicle, with the support that in our partnership, I then provide on top of that to really make sure people are successful.
Man, you just knocked that out of the park. So a lot of those reasons that you just spoke of are all the main reasons that I decided to also join EXP. I think there's so much value. I think that it's great for big mega teams. I think it's for agents starting in this business that don't have a lot of money to invest up front. Because that was a challenge that I experienced at one point was, what am I going to do? Where am I going to spend my money? What should I do first? But now you can get it all right away with zero investment up front. It's incredible. It's an incredible opportunity. And so what I wanted to ask, and the question I was going to ask next is, do you think it's easier than ever to invest back in your business?
Yeah. So when you look at the overall opportunity, right, the multiple streams of income that also come with this opportunity, for some people, that's the decision maker, man. Once they see the model, they're like, I'm all in. This makes 100%. For the agent who just wants to sell more homes, they've got the platform for them. But here's the thing. What I try to do with agents is I try to say, okay, if the primary goal is to grow your real estate business, that's what we're going to spend our time, energy, and effort on. But we're going to carve out 2.5 to 3 hours a week on how you can grow multiple streams of revenue. Because here's why that's so critical, man. We've all gone through a bad month. A couple deals fell apart. And you know what? Sometimes it's seasonal. When I lived in Connecticut, come the winter months, man, if you got a snowstorm, you could be out of commission for a little bit, right? And for some reason, those tough times usually came around December, January, and February. Well,
they do here.
It's really nice on the 22nd of every month to look at my bank account and see a direct deposit that just shows up. That's that extra cushion, that buffer. Whether I had a good month or a bad month, man, it's there. And that is a game changer because now I can invest into the growth of my business without creating debt or creating a financial hardship. So I always love to sit down with a new agent and say, hey, what's the one thing you really would like to spoil yourself with that you dream of, that you really want? And for some people, man, it's a new car. Some people, it's send their kid to school, whatever, right? And always coming up with a plan on how, because you're part of the EXP family, we can build out a multiple stream of revenue that's actually going to provide that for you. So we got people who are paying their house bill, their car bill, sending their kids to school, saving for retirement, things they never could have done in a traditional real estate company that we get to do. That brings me way more joy when they're like, dude, like, I got a check on the 22nd. I didn't do anything for it. I didn't sell a house. Like, they get so pumped, man. And then the light bulb goes off like, wow, this is something really special. And with a little bit of hard work and a little bit of time, dude, I can make a real big difference in the quality of life that I provide for my family. And that is the game changer.
And for the most part too, that monthly passive income that's going in your bank account every month, for the most part, and everybody's different, but it's typically growing, especially if you're still putting a little bit of effort into it every single month, every single week. It's going to continue to grow. And I know people that, again, are investing back into their business. I talked to an agent last week that really needed another admin. Well, guess what? He was generating $2,000 to $3,000 a month, passively more. And he hired another admin staff to build his business, his real estate business. So, I mean, whatever you're going to spend that money on, there's great things like the mortgage, like the school scholarship, whatever that's going to be. It's just going to better your life in the end.
Yeah, dude. For me, the game changer was, my wife and myself had our first baby 16 months ago. And, her goal, she works full time, super successful. Her goal was she wanted to stay home for 10 and a half months.
Wow.
And it was all unpaid. And for most people, they couldn't afford to lose that. But man, we had this extra revenue stream that supported us for 10 and a half months so she could stay home with her baby. And, that's time you can't get back. So like you're saying, invest into your family, invest into your business, do what's important to you. Which is, again, why when we meet with agents, it's always about them. What do you want your life and your business to look like? And let's go build that.
I love it, man. That's what it's all about right there. Listen, Alex, if somebody wants to get in touch with you or reach out, what's the best way?
Man, you can go to talktoalexp.com, and that will literally just book a time right into my calendar.
That's awesome, man. And before you go, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now, man?
Man, that is an awesome question. So I'm looking at my EXP chart over here. In 5 years, I'm just about to cross 100 people total in my group. In 5 years, seriously, I can see that number being, with the way that it grows organically, man, that number could be 2,000 people that I've partnered with and having a major impact on the quality of their life. And that would be really exciting, dude. But I see myself doing exactly what I'm doing now. Some people think I'm freaking crazy because I work 7 days a week. When I put my little one down at 7:30, I come back down to my office and I work, because this isn't work, dude. I have fun. I love what I do. So, I see myself doing exactly what I'm doing now, investing in myself, the personal growth, the marketing growth, taking all of that investment and then giving it away. Like, last year, man, I went through both of Frank Kern's programs, Billie Jean is more, I spent a ton of money, but you know what? The people I partnered with didn't have to spend that money and they got all the value. And that's what I love, dude. So I see myself doing that every single year for the next 25 years.
That's incredible, man. And that's what it's all about, helping people grow their business. And man, I will be real. You just dropped a ton of value today. I appreciate you being on. Thank you so much, Alex. It's been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next event. So join the dream team and let's build one big fire. Once you really see it, you can't unsee it. So please visit www.callbrandontown.com to take your confidential partnership survey and to book in your EXP discovery call. Crush today.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Cheers, man.
Thanks.